Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before starting the video, please hit the subscribe. Now this start video. Chicago Fire, the hit NBC series, has kept viewers on the edge of their seats since its premiere in 2012. It was the first installment of the One Chicago franchise, giving us a gripping look at the firefighters, paramedics, and rescue personnel of Firehouse 51. The show captures everything from high-stakes rescues to the personal battles that come with working in a career where danger lurks around every corner. The bonds formed between the characters and the struggles they face behind the scenes are what keep fans coming back, season after season. But there's one character in particular whose story touched us deeply: Rebecca Jones. Portrayed by Daisy Betts, Rebecca's time on Chicago Fire was short but incredibly impactful. Her journey wasn't just about physical strength, it was about fighting against family expectations, proving her worth, and ultimately, dealing with the crushing weight of personal conflict. If you're looking for everything you need to know about Rebecca Jones and the profound impact her story left on Chicago Fire, you've come to the right place. Rebecca Jones first appeared on Chicago Fire in Season 2, bringing a unique set of challenges with her to the team. She wasn't just another recruit. She was a firefighter candidate with something to prove, not just to her colleagues, but to her entire family. In Episode 11, titled Shoved in My Face, viewers got their first glimpse of Rebecca as she joined Truck 81 at Firehouse 51. Right from the start, things weren't easy for Rebecca. While some recruits struggle with the physical demands of the job, Rebecca's biggest obstacle was her personal history and the constant shadow of her father's disapproval. Raised in a family where firefighting was in her blood, Rebecca had always dreamed of following in her father's footsteps. Her father, Lionel Jones, was a deputy district chief in the Chicago Fire Department, and all three of her brothers had built strong reputations within the department. But instead of support, Rebecca was met with opposition, especially from her father, who didn't believe women belonged in such a dangerous profession. He pushed her to take a safer office job, which created tension between them that would follow Rebecca throughout her time at Firehouse 51. Despite her father's harsh words and lack of faith, Rebecca was determined to prove that she was just as capable as any of her male counterparts. She was ready to fight for her place, not only within the department, but in her family's eyes. From the moment Rebecca walked into Firehouse 51, it was clear she had a lot to overcome. She wasn't just battling the physical rigors of being a firefighter. She was facing a major hurdle in the form of her father's disapproval. And unfortunately, it wasn't just her family that made her feel unwelcome. One of her first challenges came in the form of her relationship with Gabriella Dawson, Monica Raymond. The two women initially bonded over the shared experience of being the only two female recruits in their class, but their friendship quickly soured when Dawson caught Rebecca cheating on a written test. Rebecca's confession that she had dyslexia, an obstacle she had struggled with her whole life, did little to repair the damage. Dawson's trust in Rebecca was broken, and the two women found themselves on opposite sides. Things didn't get much better from there. Despite passing the final physical exam and earning a spot at Firehouse 51, Rebecca's transition wasn't smooth. Her interactions with her colleagues were often tense. When Rebecca suggested that a recruit who was struggling should be dismissed, Kelly Severide, Taylor Kinney, took offense and questioned her ability to work as a team. This moment of friction between them set the tone for the rest of her time at the firehouse. Her issues with fitting in continued when she ignored direct orders from Matthew Casey, Jess Spencer, during a call, which led to a mishap and the breaking of a saw. Rebecca believed Casey disliked her because of Dawson's opinions of her, and that only made the tension worse. She was caught in a vicious cycle. Her strained relationships with her colleagues pushed her further into isolation, while her family's pressure to give up firefighting weighed heavily on her. As if things weren't hard enough for Rebecca, she faced an embarrassing moment that pushed her further out of the firehouse's social circle. In an attempt to lighten the mood after Herman, David Eigenberg, had talked about getting a vasectomy, Rebecca brought a cake to the firehouse as a joke. However, this harmless act quickly turned into a disaster when an anonymous formal complaint was filed against her for the stunt. The complaint only added to her mounting problems, further alienating her from the rest of the team. But in the midst of all, father's approval, but she realized that no matter what she did, it would never be enough for him. The emotional toll of trying to balance her family's expectations with her own dreams became too much to bear. She confided in Herman, revealing the heartache and frustration she had been hiding for so long. In the emotional Chicago Fire episode titled, "Until Your Feet Leave the Ground," Season 2, Episode 18, Rebecca's story took a tragic turn. After writing a heartfelt letter to Dawson, Rebecca left it on her kitchen counter. The next moment, Firehouse 51 was rocked by the devastating news. Rebecca had taken her own life. Her death was a crushing blow to the team, leaving them to grapple with the fact that someone who had seemed so strong and capable was silently battling deep emotional pain. Rebecca's suicide served as a sobering reminder of the unseen pressures that can affect even the toughest individuals, especially those working in high-stress, high-risk professions like firefighting. Though Rebecca Jones wasn't a character who appeared on Chicago Fire for long, her impact was undeniable. Her story highlighted the emotional and psychological toll that working in the fire service can take, especially for women who are trying to prove themselves in a male-dominated profession. It also shed light on the often overlooked pressures that come from family expectations and the deep sense of isolation that can accompany them. Rebecca's death left a lasting imprint on the characters of Chicago Fire, especially Dawson, who had a complicated relationship with her. It was a moment that made everyone pause and reflect on the importance of mental health and emotional well-being, even for those who appear to be strong on the outside. Though Rebecca's time at Firehouse 51 was short, her journey was a powerful and emotional one. Her character will always be remembered as a symbol of perseverance, personal struggle, and the price that some people pay to follow their dreams.